physician side of things. Dennis Tibbin, on behalf of the Iowa Medical Society, as well as the American Academy of Pediatrics Iowa chapter, both are strongly opposed to this legislation. Certainly support the intent of expanding access to maternal health providers, but we want to do so in a way that is safe and doesn't place women's lives and babies' lives at risk. So what we're talking about here, we want to be very clear about talking about the actual contents of the bill versus some of the concepts that have been thrown out here. Under this piece of legislation, there are no restrictions on the type of births that could be overseen by a direct entry lay midwife. So that includes those high-risk pregnancies where there's a high likelihood that there are going to be complications at the time of birth, and that we need to have a process in place to make sure that those babies are very quickly transferred to a higher level of care to be able to save their lives. There is also there is a requirement under the bill for a transfer agreement, but there is no requirement to have an actual relationship with a local higher trained maternal health providers. There's no requirements to even have admitting privileges at those hospitals, as you just heard a local example there. So we're setting up a scenario here where if there is a complication occurring, that we're going to be dropping women in an emergency department with no warm handoff, and that is not a scenario that we are comfortable with. We believe that that is a very dangerous situation. The final piece, I don't want to be respectful of time here, but also being mindful of the data reporting requirement that is under the legislation. Right now, it calls for data reporting to a proprietary national database that lives within the Direct Entry Lay Midwife National Organization. This is a vast departure from how we handle data reporting for all other maternal health instances here in the state of Iowa. So we would not necessarily have the right pipeline to be able to still capture that within the Department of Public Health and ensure that that data is being evaluated, that we are watching out for any potential adverse health outcomes that come about as a result of allowing for these high-risk pregnancies in non-traditional settings with individuals that, from our standpoint, we're not comfortable with the training level to be able to safely provide the full gamut of services that is called for under this piece of legislation.